Hey everyone, welcome back to another exciting episode of Attack on Protection. Today I have Jimmy here. He wasn't able to make it to our locals this past weekend, unfortunately, but we have him here because he has an amazing... Actually, you know what? I'll let you talk about your deck today.
Yeah, so this is a variation of Eggman's Soul Striker AOD build. I've really had my eye on this leader since he come out, and the original leader is one of my favorite leaders from the beginnings of this game. So when I seen his list drop, I heard he got 9th with it. I had to check it out, and I really, really liked it. There was some cards that I didn't really agree with, that I didn't really like for my particular playstyle. But I kind of switched it out. It's very minor tweaks, but it works a lot better for me. And I just like to share it. If anybody else has any ideas for a Soul Striker AOD, please leave them in the comments. I'd love to see them. And also check out his profile, because that deck might actually work out better for you. This deck just works out better for me. Getting into it, I already have my tokens laid out. If you know anything about this game and the color blue, you already know what's in here. So that might deter you from building this deck. But going into the deck, if you don't know what Soul Striker does on his front side, auto, when this card attacks, you choose one. You draw one card, or you choose one of your mono blue energy, switch to active mode. Very, very good. His Awaken, 4 or less, flip him over, or if you have a Unison with a specific cost of 3 in play. You draw 2 cards, flip him over. On his backside, you don't have to make a choice anymore. You get to draw a card, and you get to untap 2 energy, which is fantastic for extending plays. And then the second auto, at the end of the turn, you switch a blue Unison back to active mode, which is very good for some of the Unisons we've run. Straight into the meat of the deck. It's AOD, so you run 4 Bobbity. This makes the deck work. Hatchiyak to get the Bobbity on the board without having to have them in hand, because you want to stick this Bobbity turn 1. At latest turn 2. After that, you kind of start fizzling, and you really need them on board. So as many ways you can get them on the board is good. And also, I run. Most people usually run 3 Bobbity and 4 Hatchiyak. I don't think Eggman talked about this in his list, but you want to run a lot of blue because you can only untap mono blue with your leader, so you don't really want to be charging off-color energy. Standard AOD stuff: Garlic, Negate, and play a 2-drop. I run a 1 of Slug, just because counterplays are a thing and they're really annoying, and I don't want to deal with them. Plus, the super combos are really modular with this deck, so you can run more of this guy or less of this guy if you want. I only run a 1 of because he's unique. Once I stick him, I'm not really worried about playing another one or having another one in hand, because I run better super combos. Turles, really good for AOD. When he swings, search top 5, add AOD to hand. Barrier, so he's hard to get rid of in most cases. Broly, you can pitch him and tap 1 to add AOD back to your hand, so cycling negates, cycling your super combo is really good. That's another reason why I only run 1 of the Slug. And then his auto, you choose one of your opponent's battle cards and each costs 5 or less, KO it, and then you search top 3, add a card to your hand. It's not specified, so you can add any card in your deck to your hand, and then the rest go to the drop area. You don't have to reveal or anything, so you can do some pretty sneaky stuff with that. 3, Android 13. Critical Pressure. It's really good. I believe Eggman in his list, he ran 4 of these, and he did mention that you could cut them if you don't have them. I actually really think he's essential. He didn't come up in a lot of the games that I played with him recently, but just having a 20k critical that you can play for 2, and also his activate main ability is not bad. But I think a 20k critical for 2 energy is just absurdly good. So I would highly recommend running at least 3. I did start out with 4, but I cut them because I had other cards I wanted to run. Moving on to support cards. I run 2 Uneasy Alliance. Counterattack and negate the attack, play the card. And then auto, you choose 1 battle card with energy cost 3 or less and return it to its owner's hand. So that could be on your opponent's side, that can be on your side. What I like to do it for is to pick up my Garlic Jr., so it's basically a double negate. With my leader, untap 2, which is perfect for him. My opponent attacks, play him, pick up pick up Garlic. If I have an extra energy open, then I can negate the next attack with Garlic. Or I can Dimension Magic Sparking to untap energy for him. And speaking of Dimension Magic, Bean.
Standard blue.
Yeah, good blue cards. Moving on to Unisons. I run 3 Goku Blacks. He's blocker when he switched to active mode by a skill, your leader skill. You add a marker to him. He has +0. It's not great, but it's not bad either. You draw 1 card, then choose 1 card in your hand, place it in the drop area. You do run Goku Apes in this deck, so you can just plus draw a card and then drop the Goku Ape, tap 2, draw 2, activate leader, untap the 2. Like it's so much value for so little effort. His -2, I've never used it. I don't even know what it does. Choose one of your opponent's battle cards and it costs 4 less and place at the bottom of the opponent's deck. That's good. You can get rid of a Booney with it because it doesn't KO a Booney, so you can just get rid of it. Other 4-drops, I'm kind of blanking, but you don't have to choose 4 drops. Other Unisons. Run 2 of the Championship Pack Gogeta. Dual attack, permanent. If if your leader card's a Blue Saiyan and you have a Blue Saiyan in rest mode in your battle area, your leader card doesn't take damage. Turles is a Blue Saiyan that has barrier, so you can put him in rest mode, and your opponent's going to have a lot of struggle getting rid of him. The Uneasy Alliance Goku is also a Blue Saiyan, so you can board him, swing with him, and set him out there. He doesn't have barrier or anything, so he's really easy to remove. But there's still some weight to that permanent. And then the -2, you choose 2 of your opponent's battle cards and return them to the hand, and then you choose a Blue Saiyan with an cost of 2, original cost of 2, and play it. So that's the only other Blue Saiyans you run in the deck. You can play off of this card. Actually, live, you do run another Blue Saiyan, but he's a 5-drop. We'll get to that in a moment. I've never used his -1. Actually, I did use his -1 once to bounce 2 tokens from a Booney, just so I didn't have to worry about them next turn. The dual attack is nice too, 20k dual attack. And speaking of dual attack, I only run 1 of these. The original list ran 2. I understand why this card's good. I just don't want to accept it. The dual attack is good. Blocker is good because you restand at the end of the turn, so you get to use both of these skills. Because normally it was either you swing once, restand, and use blocker, or you swing twice, and then you don't get to use blocker. But you get to utilize this guy to his best of ability. His -2 is really good. Draw 2. Anytime you draw 2 cards is good. And then the activate main for 3. It's the only barrier hate in the deck, so that's why I didn't cut him completely. Otherwise, I would have. I hate this card. I don't want to ever see it again, but it's too good not to run. Just bounce any card. Whatever play you had, it doesn't exist anymore. Unless it has deflect, then you just go, oh, oops, I don't get to hit 1 card out of every card in your deck.
Real quick, the lighting in this room is very trippy on these cards.
That's just the drugs I gave you, Bancroft.
Oh, makes sense now.
Monkey. This is the other super combos you run. I like Android 18. Just any sort of hand destruction is nice. It surprises the people a lot because the deck is not themed around hand destruction. And then you just start throwing these down and start saying, put cards at the bottom of your deck. It can really disrupt plays, especially if they're being a little willy-nilly with comboing. I think in my match with Bancroft, he was playing, Krillin AOD?
Yeah.
And I don't think you ever expected me just to start destroying your hand,
I knew you had them, but you hadn't used them. I think we're on round 4 or 5, and you hadn't used them at all, and you used like 2 of them against me. I was like, that really just hurt.
Yeah, like if you think about it in grand scheme of things, your opponent losing 1 card, it's good, but it's not the best until you have boarded like 8 or 9 attacks. That can get this can come in clutch in those situations.
Yep.
And I do run the other Slug Super combo. Otherwise, I would run 4 of these. Slug is just nice to be able to grab it with Garlic. Booney, he was coming. This card's way too good. I don't know what they should do with this card. I don't know if it needs to get hit. Probably should. But at the moment, I don't really know what they need to do with this. Deflect, you kind of already know what he does. Just for 4 energy, you get 4 attacks and a possible untap. It's really, really good. Not much else to say about it. And last but not least, the most coveted secret rare in the game. Most people don't even know about this card. I don't even think Bandai knows about this. Like, I probably should actually ask them if this card is real or not. But French Further Destruction Champa, he had double frappe. Really, really good. Because the caramel frappes from McDonald's are actually not that bad, even though you probably will get diabetes off of one of them. And especially if you drink 2 of them, like Champa does. Champa has diabetes confirmed. I should probably link him up with Tanner. They would probably be friends because, diabetes friends are friends forever.
Going a little long there.
Shut up, Bancroft. Double strike's good, especially with the leader, because you get to untap. So if you're tapped out, you can swing, untap with your energy, then just go, I'm going to throw a Champa on that with that energy I just untapped. But it's a French Champa, so your opponent can't read French. Most people can't read French, except for the French.
Is this the whole Sleepy Boy issue again?
Don't worry about it. So you can actually tell your opponent this does whatever you want it to do. So you can actually say double frappe is actually quad strike. Oops, you just lost 4 life. Because you can lie and just say you know how to read French and they don't. But that's the list. Shout out again. Please go check out Eggman's list if you'd like to see a more blue-yellow heavy version of the deck.
I'll get the link and put it as a pop-up.
Yeah, put it in there, and also link people to like Rosetta Stone or something so they can read French, so I can stop lying to people.
All right, thank you, Jimmy. I guess I should say thank you, Eggman, more than Jimmy, but
I don't know. Eggman has never thought about this.
The French Champa.
Eggman doesn't know nothing about this.
So that is today's video. If you all enjoy this content, that like, subscribe button. Appreciate it. Also, like I mentioned earlier, I caught that the lighting in this room is really bad for those shatter foils. It was doing some weird like color effects like in the names for some reason. So,
I forgot about my side deck.
It's just his tokens.
So
thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to like, subscribe. Jimmy, go ahead and say your thing.
Spear. You
Just
pull
say
your
your
opponent's
thing.
battle card to your side.
Say your thing. Get over with.
What thing?
All right. Like always.
Oh yeah, if it burns when you pee, it's probably the clap.
Read your cards. Know your plays. Fluff out.